Avatar: The Way of Water. More than 10 years after the occasions of the primary film, the film starts with Jake Soyle portraying his humble and quiet life as head of the Omaticaya group and raising a family with his significant other Neytiri, which incorporates his children Nedium and Loeke and his girl Tuck, his embraced little girl Kiri, brought into the world from Elegance Augustine's lethargic Gnostic symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandora however. Couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis as a baby. While Jake can acknowledge Insect as an embraced child, Neytiri is suspicious of him given his human beginnings. Notwithstanding, every one of the youngsters blend and mingle well with one another including Insect, whom Kiri is warm with despite the fact that he is a human. Insect doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Gnostic's culture and customs. They have an ordinary existence until one day they notice an odd star in the night sky. Sadly, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another vitally working base once more, making huge obliteration Pandora. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Gnostic's body and with his recollections transferred from before his demise. Accordingly, Quaritch can't recall his downfall because of Jake however is simply ready to remember the occasions previously and his vindictive mission to dispose of Jake. To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the RDA supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the tasks, Loeke, who ignores Nedium and is anxious to show what him can do as a Gnostic's hero, attempts to help Jake in fight yet is injured. Jake safeguards and teaches him to not jeopardize his own well-being by being wild. That evening, while at the same time watching out for his injuries, Neytiri tranquilly reminds Jake to be not excessively unforgiving with Loeke, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the security of his kids. In the interim, the retaliatory strike on the RDA supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a pursuit mission to kill Jake. During an energetic endeavor, Jake's kids alongside Bug investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are in the area investigating the site where Quaritch finds his human remaining parts. An attentive Loeke sees their presence and rapidly illuminates Jake. An encounter follows and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's youngsters. Jake and Neytiri show up in time and free the majority of them, yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the RDA attempts to constrain data about Jake from Bug, whom rejects. Evolving technique, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child and furthermore to make sense of more about the Gnostics in return for his opportunity on his side. Despite the fact that unhelpful and uninformed about Quaritch's real mission, Insect shows Quaritch Gnostic's culture. Quaritch is likewise effectively ready to tame a Nikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the risk, Insect's information on his whereabouts stances to their security and furthermore to stay away from another calamity, Jake persuades a hesitant Neytiri and his family to oust themselves from the Omaticaya tribe and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Metkayina, a coral reef island whose group and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's oceanic territory. Jake gives his central mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Metkayina. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the family boss Tanawari and his significant other Ronal, who was dubious of them at first. Be that as it may, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen criticized Jake and his kids for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is intrigued with the oceanic existence of Metkayina and fosters a profound bond with the ocean and its animals, while Loeke gets to know Tsiria, the little girl of tribe boss Tanawari and his better half Ronal. While adjusting to their new climate, Loeke gets into a battle with Tsiria's sibling Aonon when he pokes a rough fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake advises his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, Loeke gets back to apologize to Aonon and his companions. Nonetheless, they captivate him to an outing into the region of a perilous ocean hunter, the Akula, and leave him abandoned in retribution. The Akula attempts to go after Loeke. In any case, Loeke is saved by and becomes friends with Payokan, a tulkun, a clever and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metkayina think about their profound family. Loeke can speak with Payokan through marking and eliminates an old spearhead from the monster's right blade. Upon his revisitation of Metkayina, boss Tanawari, who became mindful of Aonung's deceiving of Loeke, requests that the previous apologize to Loeke. Nonetheless, Loeke assumes the fault himself, winning Aonung's companionship. He is additionally informed that Payokan is an outsider among his species. In the meantime, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, however experiences a fierce seizure. She is mended by Ronal, yet when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Bug with him, he secured a whaling vessel which is hunting tulkuns to reap their mind chemicals for making hostile to maturing cures. Quaritch starts to ruthlessly scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area, bombing that. He arranges the whaling group to wantonly kill the tulkuns to draw Jake out. Loeke intellectually connects with Payokan and discovers that the tulkun was projected out in light of the fact that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Metkayina learn of the tulkun butchers, Loeke takes off to caution Payokan, trailed by his kin, Syria and Aonung. They find Payokan being pursued by the whalers, and Loeke, Kiri and Tuck are caught by Quaritch. With their kids at serious risk, Jake, Neytiri and the Metkayina set off to face the people. Quaritch powers Jake to give up, yet seeing his spirit sibling jeopardized, Payokan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills the majority of the group and fundamentally harms the vessel, making it sink. Medium salvages Loeke and Bug, yet is lethally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Bug, Quaritch at first denies his child, yet stops when Neytiri cuts Insect on the chest. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri and Tuck end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Quaritch into obviousness and is safeguarded by Loeke and Payokan, and Kiri gathers ocean animals to help her save Neytiri and Tuck. Bug finds and saves Quaritch, yet passes on him because of his remorselessness towards the Nasics and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Nedium's burial service, Jake and his family choose to for all time stay with the Metkayina.